I have zero background or experience in video production, but I managed to own a niche video marketing agency that specializes in helping founders and companies make videos for LinkedIn, YouTube, and other social media channels. And I have helped hundreds of people create thousands of videos for social. So I'd like to take a minute and sit right there, and I'm going to tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Uncle Phil, you got to kick that man's butt!
Oh wait, that isn't what I meant. What I wanted to do was tell you the story about how I got into video marketing. So my entire background is in sales. I got into sales early in retail. I actually was a sales rep at Radio Shack, and they promoted me to store manager, and then I went to work for AT&T as a sales rep and a store manager, and then AT&T put me into B2B sales. Then I went to work for an AT&T affiliate where I became a sales manager, sales director, sales trainer, sales enablement, really the whole 9 yards. During my sales career, I wanted to pick up a hobby and I wanted to do something creative, so I got into podcasting in 2014. The first podcast that I ever listened to was a podcast called What Say You, which was co-hosted by Sal Vulcano and Brian Quinn, who are two of the guys from Impractical Jokers. I was really obsessed with that TV show at the time. I heard about the podcast and I was like, I've never listened to a podcast before. Let me go check it out. Well, when I went to listen to the podcast, I was like, oh, how cool is this? Like, I can do this. So I decided to become a podcaster. I started a podcast with my friend James called the Ocho Podcast. And we would basically just kind of bullshit about TV and movies, and we would pick a category and we would count down our top 8 items in that category. So we would do favorite HBO series or favorite comedy duos or favorite action movie franchises. And basically we would pick our top 8 and we would argue it out and have a lot of fun. And then I wanted to take it a step further and I started another podcast. And this podcast was specifically about the TV show Impractical Jokers, and it was called Where's Larry Podcast. This is where things took an interesting turn. Basically, at the time that I started this podcast, there was a ton of podcasts in the TV and film category based around hit TV shows. And at the time, you're looking at Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad. Those were the two big ones. And if you looked at these shows, there was probably anywhere from like 500 to like 1,000 podcasts each about these shows. But there was zero podcasts about Impractical Jokers. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to create one. I grabbed a friend. He became the co-host, my friend Chris, and we started Where's Larry Podcast. Not long after we started that podcast, it kind of blew up. We had 500,000 listeners. We had, tens of thousands of followers across multiple social media channels. We had a big Facebook group, Twitter following, Instagram. And essentially what I learned as a podcaster was if you wanted people to actually listen to it, there was only 2 things that you can do. You could either pay to play or you could do organic social media. And that's really where I learned all of my skills in social media. So when I wanted to start my own business and a side hustle in 2022, I wanted to basically take the 2 things that I knew really well. One was social media marketing and the other one was sales. So the coaching program was all about how to market yourself and sell an offer on social media. So one of the most big and important priorities that I had for my clients was if you want to grow a presence on social media, you need to do video. Instagram Reels were big at the time. TikTok was big. Everybody that was making an impact in the content game was getting on video. And I told my clients, you need to get on it. And in this time, I realized that video is very difficult for people. And it's for a number of reasons. There are people that are just not comfortable on camera. There are people that just don't know what to do and where to start and what equipment do you need and all that piece. Then of course, there's the people that are just super busy running businesses. Like they don't have time to be filming all these videos and also learning how to do editing and all these other things on top of that. So what I set out to do was come up with a process for my clients where I can help them to create a good amount of high quality video content in a really short period of time. So I used some of the interview skills that I gained in my podcasting days, and what I ended up doing was bringing people into a virtual studio, interviewing them, and then taking clips from those interviews to create content. And this is very similar to like what you see right now, how people are taking their podcasts and repurposing them into short form content. The only difference is the process is a lot more streamlined because I can take multiple different topics. I don't have to wait for a whole podcast to develop and pull out the best pieces. Every piece is the best piece. So what ended up happening with my clients is that service that I developed for them, they ended up liking that and wanting to keep that going outside of the coaching program. And that kind of trumped the coaching program as kind of my main thing. So I started to jump into it and promote it on Instagram, and the business completely failed. Everybody on Instagram was doing videos. They were all set. There's like 1 million people trying to edit your videos on Instagram. It's almost like to the point where it's very annoying. Like every day you're getting DMs like, I want to edit your videos. I want to edit your video.
It's really annoying.
I ended up actually shutting the business down in May of 2023 and decided that I was just going to go back to the coaching thing and go all in on the coaching. But then I came to LinkedIn and I started creating my content on LinkedIn. Whereas Instagram and TikTok, you got a bunch of video experts. On LinkedIn, you've got a bunch of people that have no idea what to do with video content. And that's where I saw the opportunity where I was like, hey, you know what? My video service could be very valuable for founders and companies who really don't have the time and don't have the knowledge to go ahead and do this on their own. So I decided to bring the service back, and I went out and I enlisted a couple of high profile LinkedIn creators to make some content with me. And I offered to do it for them for free. Leah Turner was a big one. And I did a bunch of videos for Leah. She started to share them on LinkedIn. And the day that she shared the first video and wrote a very nice testimonial for me, I ended up signing 7 clients that morning. And since then, I have been refining this offer. I made the client delivery system so much better so that people can now communicate and collaborate with me on content ideas. And over the last year, I've continued to improve and iterate and make this service even better and more valuable for our clients. And like I said earlier, in this time frame, I have worked with over 100 founders and companies, and I've helped them to create thousands of videos across multiple channels. The area where we are in the business right now is we have significantly increased the production quality. We brought on a brand new team who is just crushing it, as you can see from the effects in this video. Shout out to Connor and the team who are just killing it for all of our clients. We created an awesome client delivery system that gives people creative boards where they can share ideas, share inspirations, and collaborate with me in between sessions. And they can also keep tabs on all of their video projects that they're working on. And we've also added the ability to go from just doing short form video to now adding long form videos to the mix and essentially having an entire YouTube channel operate on autopilot. We help you not only to record the videos and edit them, but we do the posting, thumbnails, descriptions, all of it.
That's a lot.
So it's a really interesting story because I've never studied video production. I have zero video production background. I have basic level knowledge, but I don't have in-depth knowledge. So my unique ability to connect with people, make them comfortable, and bring out the best of them on camera has allowed me to build a business that not only delivers amazing results for clients, but is also creating a dream life for me and my family. But I wanted to take this time and I wanted to share this story because I think that there's a lot of people out there that are trying to figure things out right now, and maybe everything isn't going perfectly and it's not going well and there's some twists and turns that are happening. Just keep putting in the work and the right thing will find you. I hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure you hit subscribe and I will see you on the next one.